What's up guys, Ranger here, and I'm back with an update on that model kit of my truck. And as you remember, before I had the interior completed, well, I thought I did. Basically, I thought I had the interior completed. But, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Okay, this was the seat that I originally had in the interior tub here. This interior tub, this whole base, this dash, and the steering wheel all came from the 78 Chevy Stepside truck kit. Okay, this seat came from the 77 GMC Sierra truck kit, the reissued one. Now this seat looks exactly like mine that's in the truck, but here's the problem. Originally, the body that I was going to use, this seat is too big for this tub. This is a smaller tub, this is a much larger seat. I had to cut around the sides in order to get it off because this was made into the tub of the one that it came with. I had to cut around it, I had to break it off with pliers and trim it and cut it to get it to fit into this tub. And it looked okay after some trimming and fitting, but there was a problem. Whenever I put it into the interior, I realized two things. One, this seat, because it's bigger, prevented this tub from going inside farther and back farther, or from going inside and back as far as it should have went. And this seat was preventing it from fitting in, preventing this tub from going in the way that it should have. This seat also stuck up way too far on the back. I tried trimming the sides off to try to see if that would help. It did not help. It made it go in a little bit farther, but it made the sides of this look absolutely atrocious, and the back of the seat stuck up about halfway up the back of the back window of the truck. My seat does not. My seat touches the bottom of the windshield, and so I had to look for another seat and found this replacement here. This is accurately sized. It's a bit smaller, but this works. It's a bit smaller, but it fit in perfectly. It was a beautiful replacement, and it looks identical to the one that's in my truck now. So I just had to repaint it. I ordered this Saturday. Today's Tuesday. Thankfully, I got it in, and so now I got it back in. I brush painted the areas that this right here did not cover, and so now I just finished gluing the the dash back in. So now I'm ready to put this in the cab, and hopefully I will be able to get this done very, very soon. Additionally, the cab itself is done. I've got the interior glass glued in. What I did, I took this same paint and brush stroked the interior of the cab. There is a small black place right here because that was not there. That got there whenever I put this. Whenever I test fitted this right here. I will paint over that whenever I put this back in. But I took this paint. I brush stroked the entire interior red. I brush stroke the interior except for this side here. I did not brush stroke this side because whenever the truck is setting down, you're not going to see this side. It's going to be this side that you will be seeing. So I got this side painted. I got all this painted red because the interior of my truck is red. It has the red headliner. It has the red on the inside. And I also got the rearview mirror glued in. And just like my rearview mirror is black. And the back, of course, is mirror. I got it glued in. And thankfully I managed to get it angled so that it's about proportionate to where mine actually is. My mirror is actually a bit crooked. So, or at least whenever it's tilted downward for me to see like this. So believe it or not, that's actually accurate. It was unintentional, but it's accurate. And so now all I have to do is, as you can see, this right here was way too big. And now this one right here will work just fine. So now the interior is done. All I have to do is put this in here, and then I can put this onto the chassis and I still have to put the firewall in. But one of the problems that I encountered was because this seat prevented this from going up, in, and back as far as it should have, the distributor sat directly against this right here, leaving absolutely no room for the firewall. So in order to increase realism, I had to order this seat, which thankfully works. And one thing that you may notice, of course, is this interior is bright red, and the interior on my truck looks a burgundy color. Well, there are two things. Number one, I could not actually find any paint that actually accurately more matched, or at least in my search around me, the paint that matched the color of the interior of the truck. Additionally, the paint that I got, which this is the paint that I got, and you can see this is a darker red. This is the paint that I got for the interior, and as you can see, it's 4GM. This is a darker red. This is a much darker red than what this right here appears. This is brighter and this is darker. That's oftentimes the way paint is. So I got this thinking this was the exact same color that I needed, but this sure turned out to be a tad bit redder. But that kind of works out because the good news, the interior of my truck, of course, over time has faded a bit, and so that also adds to the discoloration. Whenever the truck was brand new, the interior was basically this same color. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm building a model kit of the way the truck looked whenever it was brand new. So, so that works. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to get more of this done. I hope to finish this within the next few days. I'm hoping so. I have spent so much time having to reorder parts. I hope, for the sake of my sanity and for the sake of my wallet, I am done having to reorder parts to fit. I don't know of any other parts that I would have to order, that I would have to use, so hopefully I got everything here. And right now I'm currently letting a couple of other additional pieces dry, and so hopefully I'll be able to finish this real soon. So I'll give you guys an update whenever I get more of it done. Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back with another update on that 77 Silverado replica of my truck. As you can see, I've got most of everything else put together. I got the interior inside with the new seat, and it looks great. I've got the firewall and the engine, chassis and everything put in. And I got the front grille put on, which looks great. I've got the tires on. I got the bed. I got the tires with the exact same rims that my truck actually has. And I actually took some pictures of my tires on the truck to get the actual dimension of the tires underneath the wheel wells and the height of the wheel wells as accurate as possible. Now granted, my truck has a 2-wheel drive chassis, and this kit here does have a 4-wheel drive chassis, so this one does set up just slightly higher than my actual truck, but that's okay. And in terms of ride height, naturally, because this is a pickup, what I've done is, because this is a pickup truck, I've had to adjust it so that the rear end sets up just a bit higher than the front. And as you can see here, it does. The rear end, that is to simulate the front end having the big block engine, 454, and the rear end not having hardly any weight at all, just like my truck. So it does set a bit higher, just a bit, just like my truck, which is good. Oops. And so now I'm waiting on these tires to dry, and then I shall glue on the other tires. There's still the front bonnet and the front bumper, the taillights and the rear bumper to glue on, as well as some of the other visual aesthetics. But thankfully it's coming along real nice. I'm very happy with how it's turned out so far, so I'll give you guys an update whenever I get more of it done.